Peace, 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 paradise, American Aborigines. We having a little technical difficulties over here. The Wi-Fi is going in and out. Peace of tribe. I sent that out to a lot of people, man. I'm gonna play a little music, get started, and get people coming up in here and see what we got now. See what's out there. Yeah. 1 second. This shit right here, nigga. Blast out, smash out. Load the hanger, whoop the bank up. Through the ski mask out. In the trees, when they sleep, it gang green is in these streets breaking guap. We got breaking yellow bottles, bending knees, getting cheese up with ease. We cash the bands down. I'm the Texas reside, I get you buried alive in it. I can see the skies, take it from the cloud and dive in it. I'm higher than the dove. Need a cup of mud, real taste, but still it really feels like I'm flying, flying away. I'll come back down another day. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga. I'm so high. I'm buzzing from fucking with my cousins. And remember you was cutting for that you was loving. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. That shit is nothing. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga. Pop kush, poker, Rio de Janeiro, nigga. Wow, I'm out of it. I'm so really not here. I can't feel my underwear. Can't even hear my ears. Whoa, I'm insane in the membrane. I'm the gangster Chris Angel. I'm so dangerous. I see more colors than the rainbow on my cellular. It's Justin Fontaine. Yo, what's green with you, bro? I'm on my way over to bust some weed with you. Whoa, CM3, customer, you're trying to reach is unavailable. I'm busy or has traveled outside of the greater area of the city. I'm so hot on life, bro. It feels like I'm flying, flying away. I'll come back down another day. I see colors. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga. I am so high. If you take a look up, you'll see me sorry, just exploring and serve porn with ET. My wings done ruined, and I've been losing feathers all week. See, I'm like AT&T, I'm roaming with my 3Gs and weeds. Walking around with pregnant money clips and green sneaks. Can't forget the buzz. I touch me, I cut your thumbs off. Early this morning for the roosters, even broke sleep. I blew a sweet, got geeked and headed for the mountain peak. Punched a couple ass trucks, make the horses get under me. Show these fools my altitude as they taunting me. I lost the shit, love the nerves, ain't a whole lot of words. Now my lungs is filled with perp and they looking like crooks to me. Pieces of the pill. Got my attitude like fuck you. I don't buy money, so no telling what we gon' do. And it feels like I'm flying. I'm seeing colors, wishing I was back on the ground. I'm so high. Flying away. I'm gonna lay down another day. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga. Hey. Peace. Peace to the Jaguar, Old Mac in the building. Peace, guy. How you doing, brother?
Peace, chief. Sit down, bro.
Listen, man. How you feeling, brother?
Man, chilling, man. I've been sitting here, been trying to handle business. You know, man, when people be in your comments and saying certain things, you know, you got to respond because, you know, you got to speak what you know. You got to let them know. But, man, whoever Canaan Land Moore is, man, like, he's a troll, man. I'm just putting it out there straight like that, man, because he clearly don't understand that I don't have to call myself something that I don't know about or don't want to be a part of, period. Like, I don't understand all that, man. I ain't mean to get all into that right quick, man, but that's what's been going down with me, bro. But how everything been with you, bro?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. I kind of like, I got up, you know, for my little cat nap this morning. I seen you was on there. And I was building. I didn't know if it was live or not live. I don't know, man. But it was blurry to me, y'all. Yeah, no, you know, we're just having an open build, man. Just kind of, you know, clearing the air a little bit about some stuff. Oh, I wanted to address something though, man. We gotta address this, man. I sent the link to Chief wanted me to do. Here's the thing, right? Now I don't flag. I don't know how to flag, right? It's like dialing 911 to me, y'all. Y'all understand? So niggas have made videos about me they've been making videos about me for years, so there's nothing new. Okay. Like I said before, hey, I'm not a really two-shoe nigga. I've been off the porch a long time, right? But if somebody's lying on you, slandering, saying you locked up for shit that you didn't do, stuff like that or whatever, then, you know, these things need to be addressed, right? And also, I don't swirl, all right? My wife is chocolatey back there, you know what I'm saying? My son I just don't swirl, like, not against nobody, anything, to each his own, right? I believe in live and let live, right? But, you know, they got a video out here and they got, you know, it's funny, right? I seen a video, I'm a good sport, y'all. Somebody got me, they got me. I'm like, you know, you get janked, you know, so somebody gets you. You don't supposed to, especially if it's a good one, you're supposed to laugh with the joke. You don't supposed to be like, but now, you know, months later, people still call and hit me up like in the back chat, be like, yo, bro, you got a white wife? Shit. And then like, come on, bro, like, they look like that too? Like, come on, y'all believe this stuff? Come on, y'all. Out of all, this is it? That's all? That's all they got? You got nothing else? Nothing? That's it? Just slander, right? Just make shit up, right? So that's what I'm dealing with right now, bro. Like, just slander. And it's not gonna work. You're not gonna discredit me. I'm too thorough, bro. Too sturdy.
Right.
So I you know, I don't be, you know, and I'm not trying to even get into nobody's personal, nothing like that or whatever, but I just don't get down like that, y'all. That's just, you know, so I want to put that up on the record so people can understand. I might have to say it a few more times in this live stream, a couple other more live streams so people can get the message. You know, my wife is Aboriginal. She's an American Aboriginal, okay? Period.
So all of them, right? You know what I'm saying? So I don't get down like that, y'all. So yeah, Jack. So yeah, just the slander, man. You know that's what it is, man. I'm built for this though. You know what I mean? I don't care about that.
That's right. Just like I was
When they said
saying,
it, I was like, yo, like I said, I laughed about it. It's nothing.
right. You know what I'm saying? And it's just really the fact that you got grown men who really just be, creating or making up stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, like you just said, you can't make nobody live or say what you want to say, man. It's like, you know, if we gonna carry on like this, you know what I'm saying? Like if one person is gonna make a statement for their whole culture or for their whole people, then we of course us we gonna address it. But if somebody is gonna like specify and exactly put it how it's supposed to be, I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a lot of little petty stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, somebody trying to say your people is white or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, come on, man. Like we really on high level information that is clearly just reaching people to the point where they can't ignore it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
this tsunami, man. Catch this wave. They don't know what to do, man. They don't know what to do. They go crazy, trying to figure the thing out. Y'all don't really go crazy trying to figure it out, right? Because that ain't the way. Trust me, that ain't the way. Because I don't care. Like y'all have been in the public for a long time, so you know what I'm saying. And even before the internet, right? You know what I'm saying. So
right,
I don't, to be with me, you gotta be a special type of person anyway. You feel me? You
that's
gotta
right,
have thick skin. They gonna come for you too. You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of it. You know what I mean? But
that's right.
yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, man. I
But
like
since sincerity and
man.
realness gonna always override the BS, and me and you know that to the fullest, man. You learn that in just in life general. And
Yeah.
like I say, man, we got families, we got everyday stuff we have to do and stuff like that. We really taking out the
Mm-hmm.
time to bring awareness to the people as much as possible so we can really get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I mean, it's plenty of people out here who doing a lot that we don't know about. And they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't up on the nothing. They just out here doing it. So what you call yourself or what you want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, it's about what you really doing, man. And this is
Yeah.
where we at with it. You know what I'm saying? We really try to move forward. People be coming in chats being disruptive. People leave comments, people leave videos talking about, yo, this ain't this and this ain't that. And they can't never dispute the actual facts. They get in their feelings. Then they try to make you get in your feelings and try to explain yourself because they sit back laughing because they know they wrong and they just want to carry a conversation with you because they really like you. They really respect you. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
crazy.
They respect us. And so it's like, yeah, I just want to
It's
build with
crazy.
you really, but I don't want to back down from what I stand on. So I'm gonna argue with you a little bit, man. Get out of here with that, man.
Man,
That's childish, man. You know,
to catch this wave. I don't know what to tell them, man. Like I don't know. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for your mom. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Shit,
right,
what's going
man.
on right now? Hey, and we gonna talk solutions, right? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, right? Every show we've ever done was about solutions. The psychological work that's my lane, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm a researcher, y'all. Like I get into the books, I get into archives, I get into microfiche, I get into a lot of shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Um, my lane is this right here. You know what I'm saying? This is my lane. Feel me? Um, and I try to, like I said, do my thing in my lane. You know what I mean? And I try to stay in my lane. No, I don't get in nobody else's lane. I don't worry about what y'all got going on in y'all lane. I'm like as a team player, right? I'm running my race with blinders on. That's it.
That's right.
And then when it's time for me to pass the baton, I'm done on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So right now we got the baton. They mad. Like, oh, why you want to attack us? Well, niggas want to come in and start taking credit for the Aboriginal movement. Nigga, this ain't no movement. I've been
Right.
Aboriginal since 1977. Nigga, what did you talk about? Niggas be talking crap like, oh God, why?
Right, man.
Why y'all doing this to me? Like, why y'all doing this to yourself, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Ever since I could know and comprehend what I was, bro, you know, I've been in it. Shout out to help boy, you're in the building. Chief wanted me in the building. Hey, Chief, I sent that to you, but yeah, I wanted to clear that up, Chief. That's just straight slander. You know what I mean? And I was just gonna let the world, let the universe deal with that. You know what I mean? That's all they got. They don't have nothing else. Deal with the information. You know what I'm saying? Deal with the information. But get into solutions, right? Knowing who you are, right? Having a accurate depiction of history, right? Will give you it puts you a leg up, right? And if you don't have that, you not only you're at a disadvantage, you're handicapped, right? You're literally psychologically, emotionally, spiritually handicapped, right? And most of our people have been colonized through these spiritual systems, and all we're doing is breaking them. We got spiritual brothers on here, whatever that lean, might lean towards the Islamic side, might lean towards the Hebrew side or whatever, but they still stand with the truth. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, I still say shalom or Islam or whatever. I don't have a problem with none of that. What I have a problem with is you guys, what we say, leaving the titles at the door, right? You know what I'm saying? I have a problem with that. And I also have a problem with, we went through this last night, just the systems that you guys come from. You're no different than Shriners, and you have a track record of being traitors as opposed to being people who have been on our side. And I asked like a good question to the brother last night or this morning, whatever, right? What have they done that we can say, yeah, that was dope? Ever? That's serious, bro. Fuck, you guys been around a while. You can be like, y'all ain't ever? The only accomplishment you can say is shout out to rest in paradise to the Prophet Noble Ali. All respects, all honors. That's it. All we see is niggas coming in and doing something different. All that nigga says, oh, Noble Ali was a 50C3. You are now. What about now? Are you working for the best interest of the people? Yes or no? And we understand that, the church bodies and things like that are part of those systems or whatever are not working for the best interest of the people because they can't. They can't get into politics. They can't get into upliftment of the things. So that's it. I don't know what else. So why would people be coming in trying to take credit for what we're trying to do or what we're doing over here? I think that's weird. You're not doing this research. You know what I'm saying? You're not creating this wave. You know what I mean? And to take credit for information, y'all came up with information? Civics, you came up with civics. What you came up with is the Sundry Act. That's what you came up with. And I just asked you guys, does that involve you guys? Are you a Moroccan citizen? I just want you guys to kind of just go in wherever y'all want to go, man. Peace to the guys, man. We got Pyramid in the building, J Freeway, Kawa. Peace to the guys, man. How everybody doing? Go ahead, brother.
Peace. Yeah, man, we just kind of continued it, man. Caramel spanked him up with the history, but, like I said, we got to a point where we thought we was on the common ground, man. Keep disrespecting, saying that Moors, more of this, more of that, more of this, more of that, more of this. Like, how? How? Just where? Like, where's the disconnect? And the disconnect, at the end of the day, is the term Moor. If you claiming to be Moor, you're foreign. If you claiming anything other than to be an original people, you're foreign. And some people can't even claim it because I think what they do is take the skin color, the whole melanin concept, and try to blanket that across the world and all skinfolk and kinfolk. And that's the truth. Because now we got to look at a lot of history And then that's where the history aspect come in, because now we got to look at the history and say who did what. And like we were saying earlier, your culture is going to tell on you as to what you follow or what you believe. And a lot of the stuff that Moors follow, and a lot of the stuff that they believe, and a lot of their doctrines follow the European concepts, the colonist concepts, the hijackers. What's going on, baby?
But you know, towards the end, you know, like Chief, you know, you said it was like fraternity, right? And well, happened to be he was one. He admitted to us in the back chat. So, and oh, we're not all Moors. Well, so far, everyone I run into, man. So I mean, not to point that out and put him out there, but you gotta understand, like brother Jay Free was saying in the back chat, like it depends on your culture, right? What's your background? You're bringing it with a cultural view. You have a certain point of view that you were taught, indoctrinated with. Have you looked at over the other info? Have you given it a chance? Have you tried to see what we're showing? You know, you can't ignore what Drew Ali said. You're Moabite Canaanite. That's it. Period. I mean, that's Ham. And we broke down so many things to the brother, and he just had a rebuttal, and he would agree with us, right? He try to say like he act like he's, you know, agreeing, and then all of a sudden he'll bring it back, like Freeway said, you know, always bringing it back.
We have to have local LD classes, man. Like I don't think that they were ready for this, man. Like you understand what I'm saying? I'm dead serious. Y'all know the people that y'all remember in school, the people that had those little classes that be on the little bitty buses. This is what we're dealing with, man. And it's unfortunate, you know, that the short bus is filling up, bro. But it's filling up with more and more people, you know what I'm saying? And we say this all the time, man. Umar, you about to be on the bus. Tracy, you about to get on the bus too. Because I can't imagine how you guys are missing this. Like I can't. It's the cognitive dissonance with this is going crazy to me, y'all. It really is. Like it's so much information that's being presented, right? And somebody pointed this out this morning. Why would you be attacking stuff that you haven't even paid attention, that you haven't researched? That's debate 101. Know what we know before you debate us. So that's why I did the title last night. I don't debate, I teach. Right? You know what I'm saying? Just a spin-off of Dr. John Henry Clark. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead, y'all. Hey, we got Kyle in here. Jay, peace, y'all.
So yeah, like just real quick, right here we got the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, 1500 to 1558. All right. So he would be considered a Moor, yes or no? Yes,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
You say he's a Moor?
No, I mean, he would be considered one, right? Like they're saying all these dark-skinned Europeans were Moors, right? I mean,
they say all dark-skinned people around the world is Moors.
Exactly. Okay, so here goes one of them, right? And he came here, right? What did he do when he got here? I'm gonna show you the Incas king list, right? I'm gonna show you the images. I'm gonna show you who became the first emperor after they colonized us. All right, now look at this brother. You're gonna see him again in another thing. All right. Bear with me. All right. All right. Y'all can see that, right? All right.
Yep.
All right. So this is, let me real quick. All right. So this is the Inca king list, right? This is a famous painting. This is actually a historical painting. All right. Verified by Garcia de Lazo Vega. All right. Famous Incan historian. All right. And this is in the one of the most prestigious museums in Lima, Peru. All right. And this is the king's list. I just want to show you, well, you see their tone, right? See the complexion. All right, now let me show you. All right, so right over here, you see this, it says Carlos Quinto. That's Charles V in Spanish. All right. So he didn't come, right? He came and took over whose empire? Who's no? So are these Inca Moors? Which one is the Moor? So a Moor is coming in to get another Moor, or what's going on here? What? Explain this to me.
I'm just like, look at all these brown people though. Like,
Look at the difference. What is the difference between Atahualpa Inca and Carlos? Look at their complexion. All right. So more on more. Is that what you're saying? More and more. If we're talking about dark skin, so more and more. What was going on here?
I mean, that's like I said, my understanding of the whole thing. That the same way we say everybody was a Negro or everybody was black prior to them terms being implemented into our culture. Prior to that, people were saying everybody was Moors. The people came here, they wasn't wearing feathers and shit. These niggas had feathers on and had these. I mean, let me share my screen, man. I mean, because like, I mean, I don't know what the problem is. The problem that we got problems with certain Moors, or is it the problem that is the word Moor itself? You know what I'm saying? Because the word Moor itself doesn't have to be connected to Noble Drew Ali. Before the Canaanite temple or the Hebrew Moorish temple or even the Moorish Science temple, people was considered Moor by skin color and the complexion of their skin. Now, if you want to say Drew Ali,
it became that.
Yeah, but yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying because it's a doctrine behind the Moorish science. I understand that, but understand this: Drew Ali was an Aborigine of this land. Drew Ali got connections to the Tsagi and to other Aborigine tribes. Now, was he probably incorrect by calling us Moabites and Canaanites? I don't know, but for the most part.
He wasn't.
Huh? No. I understand that, but guess what though? Everybody ain't Judah. Everybody ain't
exactly.
Judah. So I understand that, but guess what though? But if everybody's not from the bloodline of Judah, but if you was being compared to someone that looked like Judah, maybe you might say, oh, Judah the Moor, or Judah this and that. You understand what I'm saying? So we take it out of context of the MST8 temple, which we know certain brothers come and they come with that doctrine and they know who the Moabites and the Canaanites was. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand that, but like I said, I understand that, but just from the point of the word Moor itself, we know that we got documentation of them calling Indians here Moor, whether they was a Lenape, whether they was just anybody. When they came here, they considered us to be Moor. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. We'll go ahead and build on that, Uncle man.
Yeah, that's due to a descriptive term.
Because
we got it like what Cujo's doing. He's trying to say that, oh, if you're not an Indian, you're not a Moor. You can't be a Moor without being an Indian. They're not synonymous. Only in a descriptive term can they be synonymous. And that's really where the problem lies, that where the Moors are coming in trying to say, oh, if you're an Indian, you got to be a Moor. If you want to be indigenous, you got to be a Moor. That's not how it works.
I see more fringes than feathers, really, in all these historical pictures.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I understand some people, we have a background. We all came from different backgrounds, and that led us to this truth. But just because that background opened your eyes to something doesn't mean you hold on to it. You know what I mean? Like, we evolved, right? We were Pan-Africans. We evolved. Like, we were taught wrong stuff. We have to go with the information leads to. Okay, so this so-called Moor, right, came here, conquered other so-called Moors. That's because that's what you're saying, right? We call them Moors, right? But these are the Inca. And when you go study the Inca civilization, their traditions, you'll see that it actually resembles more Hebraic, not no Muslim, Islam, Moabite, Canaanite, no. And they tell you straight up, they came and there was other people living in their land. All right, and it was wars.
Yo,
and,
I'm glad you could share your screen, bro. So any videos, I want to get into this American thing, man. I think that's something that we have to put to bed, right? We got to put this Vespucci shit to bed, bro.
But who's talking Vespucci?
That's the mainstream argument of where America comes. I've seen the back on it, bro. You Google America, they're gonna say Vespucci. America is named after Alberto Vespucci. How, Sway? So
his name is Albert
first American, bro,
Florentine.
like talk to him, brother. Like this one we
Vespucci.
got to dispel this argument, right? Who are the real Americans, right? We are the real Americans. That's the conversation that we have when we're saying that Americans, right? We don't want to, while calling yourself Moorish, African, anything in front of your American, that takes you away from power. That's what we're saying. Social power, which turns into political power, which turns into economic power. This is how this works. We're losing the social war amongst ourselves.
Hey, I did a 3-video part regarding the name of America. We have reference of America, right? That was the first part 1. Part 2 is Amerique, which is in Nicaragua, the Amerique Mountains and the Amarisque people, the tribes that was there. And then we got part 3, which is Tameri, Ameri, beloved land. That's the real name the so-called Egyptians called their own land, Tameri. They didn't call it Egypt. All right, this was all over here. And if you really want to get into that, go look at the video and the sources. It's almost, one of them is almost 2 hours. So, that's a lot of stuff to break down right now. But Amaru Khan, right? And again, don't come over and say this is named after Morocco, just because it's close that you came from here. That's why you named that region Morocco. Maraca. Maraca, the rattle. Maraca, the rattlesnake, plum serpent, feather serpent. Amaru. The Amaru.
That's why I'm trying to tell them.
They had
that's what I'm trying to tell them, instead of them always looking at like this is Morocco, you know what I'm saying, and this is like little brother or something to them. No, Morocco, this is the kingdom, this is the mainland. Everything else comes from, it's the opposite. Everything has been taught to us opposite, y'all, in reverse. Seriously, period.com. And I think we got that needs to be addressed. They didn't bring America here. They didn't bring this language here. They didn't bring shit here. It was already here. We are Americans. America, right? A1, can you address the suffix "ka," brother? Anybody can just get this "ka," right? Where does this "ka" come from? Because we know we got the Amaru, Amariques, right? And every other variations of Amarique, right? Where did they come with the "ka" from? What is that, brothers? Well, Copper Color got it in the shout out to Copper Color Muskogee. He got the answer. He got the answer. Ka means land of, right? Right. And I mean, it is what it is, right? And these guys, we were over there. I mean, A1 was over there the other day. They were acting like they didn't know where Ka came from. A1, like we was like, yo, bro, you know, Ka is on Africa, right? It's on Africa, right? It's that land of, right? Come on, bro. Like, this is basic information, right? So when we told them where America comes from, right? And they didn't want to put the "ka" on there as a suffix, the land of these people, right? Of Amarus, right? That's kind of simple. Hey, bro, ain't that kind of just that simple?
Yeah,
Not
so
Alberto Vespucci. Goddamn. Wow, this is simple, man. It's basic. 1 + 1, bro. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all are talking and speaking for the colonizers, man. That's fuck shit. Go ahead, brother.
I was just saying, we also got a reference of the Afir, Afar. So if you had Afir Ka, Afar Ka, Afir, Persian, and a lot of languages over there on that side, or it means dust, dust, and North Africa. So based on the Ka was land of the dust, we're talking about, man. So North Africa has huge dust storms, man. They cover the whole North African continent sometimes, man. This same dust, right? They're known for dust, man. It's desert up there, all right? This same dust reaches us in the Amazon, Central America, right? And continually fertilizes us all day, every day. So the dust is famous, like it's known, like this is, all right? So afar, anybody go look it up, check it out, go look it up. And that's divine right there. Like, how does that happen? Even nature is telling you this is the terrestrial paradise. This is like, it's set up that way. All right, whether you believe in a creator or not, it's set up like that. All right, so go look at the documentary in Netflix right now. It's called One Strange Rock. Will Smith is narrating it. You're gonna learn a lot. All right, you're gonna see what's over there on that side a lot. You're gonna see a lot of what Will Smith called hellholes, because there's places over there that you can't even live. You can't even walk on. Acid. It's lethal to breathe. There's literally hells on earth. You can go research that in Ethiopia. There's like sand deserts over there. The whole north thing. If you go to the South Africa, you're gonna see mostly again desert and dust as well. The middle of the region, it's tropical, but it's not like tropical like how we have it. All right, and so when we're talking about origin, little brothers and little sisters, come on, man.
Facts. America is grandma, right? Everybody be like, oh, I still see people, let's go woke, and I'm not tripping on y'all. And they be like, Africa is a motherland, right? But grandma is America, okay? Africa is colonies of America, not just from the American Colonization Society. We've been colonized the world, Craig. We've been civilized for the world, Craig. We've been medicated the world, Craig. I don't give a fuck. You can respect that or check that. How about that? That's what y'all need to do, right? Because what y'all need to do is go against the scientists and the scientists out now that's saying that civilization comes from America. So I would see why all you Asians would be coming out the woodworks trying to take over and trying to do things. We see this. We see it. We're here. We understand, but we're not falling for it. All y'all gonna have to bow down to this. So guess what? Y'all gonna say, oh, and then we're gonna be looking at y'all like, oh, so you had to wait till Graham Hancock them told y'all before y'all got it. Y'all trust everybody else's word, but the ours? Really? Come on, fam. Go ahead,
Like Will Florenson said, I want to say this. So if more means black, well, black means to make pale. Old English definition thereof more. Is it pale face? Does that make sense in the lineage? That's what he's. Black doesn't even. It meant white before. It meant pale face. He's right. And blanco. Blanc.
The word more refers to dark-skinned person. It don't say black. It say dark-skinned person. The only reason when Drew Ali comes in the 1900s, he know that these crackers is classifying us as colored and Negro here. So that's why he comes with something different for the people here in North America. Now, my attachment to the Moore Science Temple is because at one point, close the window. At one point in time, I come from a criminal background. So civics was something that I was always interested in. So by me being in North America, and these people is racist, I don't give a fuck how nobody feel. That we in a racist society. North America is not the same as Central and South America. Here's racist. They don't treat us all like we the same. So when you start studying the MSTA, what's the first thing most people learn? Civics, what most black people need to know, because we don't know nothing about law. This is the reason why you got brothers who locked up, who doing 1,000 fucking years for one crack valve, because they don't know how to go in there and fight jurisdiction or fight anything. So when it comes to the MSTA, you could say, okay, well, some of that, just like the Bible, everything in the Bible is not correct. So what can we differentiate in the Bible and out the Bible? We can't say every scripture in the Bible is correct. If they gave us a white Jesus Christ, we can't say every scripture in the Bible is correct. They didn't change the scriptures. Just like I said, everybody's not Judah, everybody's not Issachar, etc., etc. But when people consider themselves, when they say more, now I don't know, niggas is being the Moors is being disrespectful amongst us in the Aboriginal community. I'm not caping for none of them. Even a brother who I got respect for, like the Duke of Tears. But at the end of the day, for me say to throw away the Moor sign, go ahead and do it. Here in North America, we need civics. So keep going in, not standing at school. You need to understand, wasn't nobody teaching this shit. I've been doing this shit for a long time before I knew anybody on the panel. You understand? And it was no Aborigines out 10 years. It wasn't no Aborigines out 6 years ago teaching this shit. So when I had to go to the Moors to get this, because the Israelites themselves don't even teach this shit. They think God is the Mongoloids. And they don't even teach that Judah was here too. They don't teach that. So that whole shit is backwards too. They teach God is the American Indian and Judah came here on ships. Is that not right? Okay, so that is backwards too. So all I'm saying is, this is all I'm saying. If them brothers disrespecting y'all got all rights to go at them, whoever they are, or whatever anybody feel. But as far as us here, we need civics. Wasn't nobody telling you are home. Was it's dealing with the Sundry Act or it's dealing with you being an Indian? No one was telling us this. Nation of Islam wasn't telling you, and just like Dane Calloway said, the Nation of Islam has something to do with Drew Ali getting killed. Because if the Nation of Islam had his
A1, so who had access to this info?
I'm sorry, say again.
Why did they have access to this info, A1?
Who?
Why did they have access to the info that we have to learn from them? The Moors, like you're saying, 10 years ago. Why did they have access to this info? How come they had this info?
Because you have brothers like C. Freeman L. that was out, the old head C. Freeman L. You got Hakeem Bey. You had who else? Well, you had Taj teaching this. If you go to Taj videos today, he say we Aborigines. He don't bang on. He just say more interchangeable. He ain't even Taj Tariq Bey ain't even part. If you go to Taj Tariq Bey videos, he always say Aborigines. He don't say, he might say the Moabites, but like I said, a lot of the biblical stuff is confusing for all of us. Most of the people who claiming to be from Morocco are Indians from over here. You understand? Whether we look at it or we understand that or we don't understand that. But all I'm saying to you is that from my understanding, from my studying this, from me seeing them apply the term more to Indians here, I got hundreds of pictures of them showing you the Rokende Moors. They ain't calling themselves that. They just describing them to whoever they seen that look like them. Obviously, they ain't got no gold on, or got no feathers on, and got no robes on, and no Senecar. They got bow and arrows. So obviously, if they knew that if the Moors that's over there in Europe, and then that's another thing. People ain't studied the Moors in Spain. The Moors was nobles in Spain. Because if they wasn't nobles in Spain, they wasn't oppressing nobody. They could have easily said, we don't want no Jewish, we don't want no Hebrews here, we don't want nothing other than Islam. Because it wasn't just Moors teaching Islam. It was Moors. Everybody was a fucking Moor at that point in time. Whether you was Islam, Jew, Christian, you was just a motherfucker opening the door. Everybody was a Moor. Hell, no prestigious title like we think of people. Now it came stretched out to Morocco. But what do we do if you study the Americas? We find remnants of Team Morocco here. Morocco over there only became Morocco in 1937.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the point. Like, we're not Moors, and they gotta stop using that term for us. That's it. That's the period. You're saying it. You're agreeing with that, bro. Like, you know, we know the Hebrews in Africa.
Who came over?
We know the Hebrews are like.
Huh? Okay, so Moors think that they built. The brother was talking the other day from Peoples and Folks Nation, right? He actually told me to my face, like, yo, that They came over here, built pyramids, built everything, and the Aborigines just walk around picking our ass. Like, you literally said that, bro. Can y'all, like, is this real?
Well, that's to his ignorance, though. But he can't. He's speaking out of his ignorance, but he can't speak for everybody who go by that because obviously they had to have some fucking trade lines. They was coming back and forth. You had people you had Indians from here who were sea barons. When you come here, what do you think privateers are? What do you think buccaneers are? What do you think raiders are? Them are all American Indians that was working with Sir Francis Drake and John Hawkins. So people was already seafaring. They telling you that people was driving canoes from here, meaning we was already seafaring people. We was doing trades up in different places. So they already knew about it. Did you have dirty European, dirty dark-skinned Europeans? We don't even have to use the term more. We could say, did you have dirty, dark-skinned, either what we consider to be British, European Moors that gave these niggas these fucking maps to come over here and do what the fuck they did to it? Yeah. Did we have Aborigines that helped the Europeans enslave us? Yes. So all of it's backwards. The Israelites teach that we came here on ships. They teach that God is the real Indian.
Yeah, so we're not paying attention to Pan-Africans, bro. That's a whole big difference. What I'm trying to show you is that what they call Hebrew is not what we call ourselves, and we're not from Africa. We're not. The Middle East is not over there. I mean, the Holy Land is not over there. All right, that's not a promised land. We're not done with that. So just so I have future reference, everybody's listening.
I know what you. I know what we do here. I'm just saying though. You understand what I'm saying? How
it's not that I'm coming at more Muslims, bro. It's not. That's not what I'm doing right now. That's not what I'm doing.
I mean, we speaking up for the people who come here and disrespect us, whether they Moors or not. I'm not. Listen, we all rock together. We all family here. So I don't have no bonds to anybody. Do I got respect for?
But if you're saying the privateers, if you're saying the pirates and the privateers were Indians, can you give me one example of one so I can go research? And most of the ones I've researched were black Europeans or colored, whatever you want to call them, more Europeans. And they were coming in here and they had the little agenda. Like I said, if you really go into the history of what Drew Ali is talking about, he's telling you straight up, like you said, everybody was trying to claim more, and it was everybody who's dark was trying to claim more. No, he came and distinguished who the ancient Moabites were. And the dude who was just honest in the backyard was able to admit that. He told us straight up, after I kept asking and kept dodging it, are you a descendant of an ancient Moabite and Canaanite? Did Drew Ali say that? He said, yes, finally. All right, so what I'm saying is not everybody comes out of Hamite. Like you said, not everybody's Judah, and there's 12 of them, not just Judah, but there's 12 sons. All right, so there's 12 tribes, all of them. All right, and not everybody's Judah, like you said. And you know, it's just that they came here with a plan, and they came and put our people in servitude. Some diverses. I just showed you who the Holy Roman Emperor was.
Mm-hmm.
That is a Moor. All right, so like, I can't sugarcoat things, and I just listen. I learned from a lot of people. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stay following them over if I think that I learned something new, and I'm gonna like, you know what I mean? Like, there's respect and there's generalizing, and you can't do any of that. You gotta respect that our ancestors. A lot of us here know, and our grandmas told us, you know, and not about more. All right, so if some of y'all did get your grandma to tell you that, well, maybe you are a Moabite in Canada, and that's okay. That's okay. But don't push that, and don't say and generalize everybody's a Moor. And then you got Moor becoming dark skinned, so then now we're generalizing the whole world. So like, it's just like, it gets really ridiculous, really. And yes, Hebrew Israelites, they're on the other side. They're still Pan-Africans. Yes.
But Cormel, but you know we already do that here, whether it's Pan-African or it's Aborigine. We always say, well, the people of these lands was melanated. Because we can easily go back and we know how far along Europeans been here. So we know that there was no Europeans here all this time. So at one point in time, it goes back to just one person being on the land and people coming however we understand it. Everybody, like I say, I'm a light-skinned brother myself. My great-grandmother was raped by a white man. I don't deny that, and I will never deny it.
Have you ever seen that a picture of him?
Who, my grandmother?
No, of the dude. You know, so I'm sorry to hear that. First of all, have you ever been able to see the picture of the guy who did that to your grandmother.
Hell no, he was 65 years old. My grandmother was 14,
Okay,
my dude.
so we know that they were labeling Indians white, people, dark-skinned people, white. Wanagi showed this already. Open Miha showed this already.
Mm-hmm.
They labeled his grandma white. By the time she died, in her birth certificate, she was a Negro.
So why do you
Right?
think?
So
Let me ask you a question. But why? But let me ask you. But so why do you think that's so? Why do you think what? But what else did what do Moore say? You was white, right? Don't they say you was white too? Don't they say you was white? So you saying you got proof of a melanated person being classified as white? That we
yes,
can obviously see that whatever we understand what the hell the word. I don't even know. Like I
it was
said,
status, bro. They were classifying you based on status a lot of times. White men
okay.
you had land. White men they knew that you were Indian, so they couldn't call you a Negro because that was synonymous with
So
slavery.
that's true then. So is that true? Oh, so is that true when Drew Ali said you white and you not black?
Huh?
It's because Drew Ali says that in his teaching. That's what most of Moors say, that we was white. He said that most people had the classification of white, unless you want to say that was of a higher class or a certain prestigious
So
individual.
that's my point. That's my point. So how do you know? Like, I'm not saying you're wrong, bro. I'm saying how can you say
I can't prove shit,
you're
man.
you
If
that
you
did it to
saying that
grandma?
you got people,
Okay.
you saying you got, but I'm just saying though, but we only can go by off of what we know now, and we can learning every day. Every day we learn.
I'm just
But
trying
I
to.
got
I'm
you.
just
I
trying to
got
show.
you. Just like you said, mulatto. The word
Light
mulatto.
skin. What I'm trying to show is that light skin does not always mean mixed with white. That's what I'm trying to, explain. And I don't know if I knew you want to go in like his grandma. I don't know you want to talk about your grandma because she was labeled
Oh
mulatto.
yeah.
She's so
Oh yeah.
dark, man.
My grandmother was a wonderful woman, man, and she was of dark complexion, straight hair, and she was labeled mulatto her entire life. Her sister, same way, very dark complected, beautiful woman, labeled mulatto her entire life. And it went on consistently throughout that family down there in the Carolinas. A lot of my family was labeled as mulatto with dark skin, with very dark complexion. And you can find that dating back with some of the members in my family. You can find that in the 30s, 40s, 50s. You could find that a lot where these people have been classified as mulattoes throughout history, dating back through a lot of my genealogy, and they did not have a light complexion. Even my
And you're right.
grandfather.
You're right too. You absolutely, because what the
And
word,
see,
what did they say the word mulatto mean? I just wanted to just interject this real quick. When you look up the word mulatto, it don't have to be of a lighter skinned person. It said the word mean mule. It say mix, right? But what is mix is how we know it. Because even if you see a white person mixed with a black person, the child could come out dark, the child could come out looking white, the child could come out looking light skinned, child. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different variations that they could come out even if they mix. So you would think that, okay, yeah, well, okay, it had to be a plot. Cause like I told you, my grandfather was dark skinned, and my other grandfather, he was light skinned. He was classified. My dark skinned grandfather was classified as a mulatto. And I mean, my dark skinned grand uncle, my grandfather was classified as a Negro. And so I seen that. So it makes sense. Yeah. But the way that they throw the terms out now, you understand what I'm saying? We can see the mixture because, like, even on my father's side, he from Georgia, right? And all his family look the same. They ain't like my mother's side of the family, because of the incident what I just told you as far as the Europeans, whatever. But like my grandfather, all like I don't know. This shit is just weird, man. But like for us here, well, it was done through the whole Americas. Was it we say Central, the Caribbean, certain parts, Virgin Island? We see how it's done, how they was doing the same thing. We see it's in Brazil. We see it everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is we know that in some cases, in most cases, these are genetic. These are what people consider a mutation between two racial groups. Is that not right? Or
well,
No,
maybe
see
I'm
the
not.
thing, but
no,
but
it's
the
not.
thing,
Like back in the
but the
day, it
thing,
was actually.
the thing.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna throw this point in. The thing we got to remember, we can't forget that when we talk about Noble Drew Ali, that's in the 1929, right? Or in the we're just gonna say the 1900s. This is around the same time Pleckert was changing stuff. You know what I'm saying? With the birth certificates and all of that, with this, with certain records. So when we look at records, especially during the late 1800s and into the 1900s, yes, we're talking about the concept of mixing. Someone mixing will be a white person and a, you know, a darker skinned person. Versus if you go to times, that's not to say that people wasn't mixing before then, but the understanding of mixing wasn't from a racial perception. You see what I'm saying? It was just like, yeah, we know they mix. Like,
Hey, J-Way, what? So
what up?
what did Plecker put on our What did Plecker classify us with Indians as?
Right?
Well, you got your
What?
Racial Integrity Act.
No. But what is the? I know we know what. But what is the classifications?
It was only two:
What are they?
Negro or white, black or white. It was only two.
It was Negro and color. What they put on ours, Negro and color. That's what they was changing it to, right?
White.
Okay, huh?
White. You're either Negro, you're either colored or white, black or white, Negro or white.
I mean, from the records that I seen, it says colored and Negro. So I don't know. Maybe like when I see Plecker before Plecker wasn't the first one to do it. Jim Crow did it in 1910.
No. I get that, but this is what I'm saying. You see my icon, right? My grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
This is my grandmother. This is my great grandmother. She was born in 1892. Okay, she was listed as colored. Her daughter, which is my great grandmother, was also, her birth certificate reflected colored. But the things before that, now I look at her mother, which is Sally, on her census record, she has B, black. So yes, they was.
So is that so? All right. So real quick, I just before I miss my point, is that a good thing or bad thing that they was classifying us as that?
It was a bad thing because it was taking us
Okay,
away from.
all right, okay. It was a bad. It was a bad thing that they was classifying us as Negro and color, right?
Correct.
So
Yes.
out of all history in your whole time of history, who are the only people told you to reject that?
The Moors.
All right, then. So I mean, I don't know. Like at some point in time, it played.
Actually, the Indians never said they kept telling the everybody that came, I'm Catawba, I'm Sioux, I'm not a Negro, I'm not a Mongol, I'm not this, I'm not that. They've been doing that. Why wouldn't they do that? Like,
No, but I'm just saying.
Because that's
that
where
didn't start in
that's where the law,
1929, bro. That didn't start in 1929. Like,
right? Yeah, that's where the law aspect come in. Law been around way before.
So but all right. So okay. So question. So if the MSTA wasn't the one that came and told us that, then who else would have told us it?
okay, so like I was asking earlier, how they got the info and where they got the info. Why do they have this info? Why do the specific people have this info? And in Freemasonry, does colors matter when you have degrees?
Yeah, I believe so.
I mean, yeah, because you got the Prince Hall Masons is the footstool to the Scottish Rite. So, I mean, yeah, it
But
does
their
matter.
secret circles, and their secret circles, when they got degrees, they respect each other in a different way. It's not about complexion, right? So if the highest order is given order, it goes down the ladder, and you know they have to follow that. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is, how do they have access to this info?
Because
Why?
they say Drew Ali went through the struggle. Because remember, understand this too, man. Remember, they said
He
Drew
was a
Ali.
Freemason, bro. He was a high degree Freemason.
But listen. All right, so look. So check this out. Okay, let's say if he was a Freemason.
No, let's say it's not. It's
okay.
Official,
Okay, all right, okay. Oh, bro,
bro.
he got stands and shit doing Freemason poses. Okay, let's concur with that. Let's concur that he was a Mason, right? Let's concur with that. Why is his fez not the same as the Shriner fezzes? Why do he not got the symbol with the Farrell with the center car off? If you tell the secrets is off with your head. Why is the Moors fez is different from the Shriner fezzes?
There's different orders in Freemasonry.
All the Freemasonry.
What they choose to wear has a very significant meaning. I can go into it, like if I go and study it, but they are different orders in Freemasonry.
But do they all? Most of them, even when you see the Prince Hall Mason, like when you see Trayvon Martin father with that fez on, it got the same Shriner, it's just in blue. It's a different color than the ones that you see, the Europeans that was wearing it, and the sons of the daughters of the American Revolution wearing it. Them are two different fezzes. The tassel on a Shriner fez is tied. It's tied at the bottom and tied at the top. The fez that the so-called Moors wear, it goes. I'm sorry.
Hey, real quick. Just taking a small commercial break. We got Aboriginal Power in the building, man. Welcome back, my brother. How you doing, man?
I forgot to give me a form.
Hey, real quick, Ab, before you go in, right? Hey, so check it out, right? I know this, man. I'm not taking nothing away from anybody, right? We just have to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we trying to do, tell the truth, right? This is an unnecessary conversation that was sparked by the Duke. We've been peaceful. We haven't had any, too many dust ups with the Moors and stuff like that or whatever, right? Which, look at it, it's like separating from what we're saying, right? Everybody can have a difference of opinions, right? But when it comes down to the facts, the truth, right? The Sundry Act, stuff like that or whatever, for foreign nationals, they were not for the people here, right? So I don't know, how this is working, you know what I'm saying, when we're talking about these organizations and stuff like that, right? So just like I was telling the brother earlier, it's not about them individually. We're not talking about you individually, but the organization that you in are pieces of shit. That's just what it is right now. And that has been documented. And we're not taking nothing that Taj Shriek Bay, shout out to Dr. Yafa Bay, you know what I'm saying? And Sabir Bay, salute, man, Lord Albert, everybody, everything you brothers and sisters do, man, we salute that, right? What that? This is the next level. I asked today, man, can they show me something that they have ever done for the collective? Right now, yeah, people do stuff for their individual little clubs. We're talking about program things that you were doing for the collective. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to talk about, right? You know what I'm saying? We're talking about solutions. This show is about solutions. You know what I mean? And we don't. I feel like we should be able to bring solutions, right, to the table. And going back and forth with these dudes about doctrine is crazy. People are believers.
Chief,
that's cool. You're a believer.
Chief,
that's good.
Chief.
Yes, sir.
So So let me ask you a question. So together, even us as Aborigines or Tonchans of this land, right? What are we coming together to build? A nation, right? Trying to build a nation, right?
Yes, sir.
So, the government ain't telling us to build a nation, right? They're not saying, oh, well, y'all can build a nation, right? You should nationalize, find a nationality. You're not Negro, colored, and black. I don't give a fuck if you don't call yourself a Moor. Connect yourself to some tribe and find a nationality. That's what most of the Moors teach. I can't speak for Lord Abba. I can't speak for the niggas in the troll. Canaanite Moors, I don't like I used to, like, when I was first dealing with a lot of shit, I used to check out Canaanite Moors or whatever, but they lost me when they did that last video with y'all and Lex and everything. When y'all was on there and y'all was arguing, going back, and he was saying all that shit, I stopped fucking with him after that. You understand what I'm saying?
Lex being an expert of anything. He can't represent any organization. Lex ain't an expert in anything. He's already proven that, like, the way he just says things and blurs things out.
I'm not speaking for. I'm just saying they was all inside they was all going back and forth with the Canaanite Moors, and Lex was the main one doing it when he was supposed to be an Aborigine. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of confusion being started. But you know what, though? All I'm saying is this, right? Niggas need to stay in their lane. You know what I'm saying? As far as all this shit is concerned. Because at the end of the day, we all got individual problems here in North America. Niggas is still getting killed in the fucking streets and everything. So it ain't a whole kumbaya plan like it is. So it ain't like we could be as peaceful as we can, but the shit that happened to most of the people over here is because we not united and we have no nationality. So regardless of what people may think, see, I take from the life. I took shit from the Pan-Africans. I took shit from the Moor. I took shit from the Israelites. I took shit from every aspect of life that I ever was a student at, and then just form my own perspective. Because if you look at it, it will make sense of everything. So when my affiliations with the Moors is the brother, the Duke of Tears. That's my man. And regardless if y'all going in, just like if King Drop came out and said anything negative about us or whatever, people will feel some type of way about it.
We'll expose it, bro.
Yeah,
We'll expose it, bro. But he did it, and King Drop's not gonna do that. I guarantee it.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like I still listen.
That's a bad comparison, bro. That was a really bad comparison.
No, it's not a bad comparison.
Nah, that was a really bad
because for the last 3 days, all people been doing is going in on the Moors.
No, they coming to our channel commenting, bro.
They've been coming to the channel comment. I get.
So we're gonna comment it, bro. We're gonna talk about it.
I get comments from them all the time.
We gotta address it, bro.
Your mic working, bro? AP, your mic working?
Yeah, my shit work. Turn me up though. You already know. Turn my mic up a little bit, bro.
If I could do that, let me see what I got going on. Mic
and
check.
I don't just follow King Drop, man. Like he's not even in this conversation, bro. Like
I'm just saying, bro, because niggas know I fuck with the Duke of Tears like that. You understand? Niggas know I fuck with him. He ain't mention nobody names except Dan Calloway.
Man,
he ain't mention nobody. He ain't mention Cormeo name. He ain't mention nobody name. He ain't mention nobody name. He mentioned Dan Calloway name.
He knows better, and he did mention Dan. He knows better though.
Okay then, but you know what though? The commentator of the motherfucking video should have fucking knew better. See,
I agree.
Okay then, so and then see the thing is this.
But he said what he said, bro. I'm not blaming Ty for that. I'm not gonna blame.
I'm not blaming. Okay, well all I'm saying is certain things should be discussed behind the scenes before they put out there in the light, no matter what you do. So I'm just saying for anybody like man, listen, I'm just saying like this, bro. I don't have no problem with nobody. If you want to go against them, I could care less,
I'm not
bro.
going against no more.
I'm just saying anybody, not you, everybody on the panel. You already know I don't hold no bars. Everybody on the panel, you want to go against them. Hey, you could do what you want to do. I don't have no problem with it. I'm not part of no MSTA temple, but for people to sit up here and say that everything is going back to the MSTA, that they wasn't calling random, just like we say everybody was black in the world. People were saying they was more. That's how a lot of people use a comparison. So if we got anything against Timothy Drew told my people here in northeast, southeast, North America, you're not Negro, black, or color. That you are on your land. Now some of us had to find out. Well, we might not use the title of Moor. But hold up, what do you mean that we on our land? What do you mean I'm indigenous to here? And that's where I came from at this point in time, whether people respect it, whether people don't respect it. I am a prodigy of these people, and it is what it is. And like I said, and the people can sit there and say, well, I never got none. If you on my channel, then you got some information from the fucking Moors.
And let's be clear, this is not an argument. This is just brothers talking. You know what I'm saying? And
I mean, niggas say it all the time, though, AP. I don't get no information. If you on my channel and you learn something from me, I didn't know nothing about this. I was running around with a medallion thinking I was a motherfucking Zimbabwe or running around thinking I was from over there somewhere. The only thing that made me look over here, was the motherfucking Duke of Tears, who been wearing feathers, who been talking. The song I played in the beginning of the song, we talking about this going out to the Olmec, Watchita, Chickasaw. Oh, he ain't say, oh, well, it's going out to the Moor. He giving shout outs to Aborigine people here. That's the song I play in the beginning of my videos.
Right.
He's shouting out all the tribes. So like all I'm trying to do is just come to some common like peaceful place so we all can just move on and let's get back to teaching. Cause
man, my bad, man. I didn't mean to.
That's it. That's all I'm trying to do, man. That's all, because we had a good build the other day, man. We had a good build the other day. When me, Cormeo, Dan Calloway, we was building. Like we know what we know it's gonna be troll. We know, but we got allies. Cormeo, you may have an ally out there of somebody that might be a Pan-African, maybe an Israelite, maybe a Moor. But at the end of the day, do we disagree with people's doctrine? Hell, motherfucking yeah, we do. We do. But all I'm just trying to say is, nigga, Duke of Tears was wrong. I say it. I have no problem with saying it. He was wrong about what he said, how he denoted everybody. But like I said, at the end of the day, You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot from the brother. I'm not denoting anything that any disrespect. Y'all got all right to go and say anything. But all I'm saying, niggas know I speak highly of this man on my channel. So maybe it's probably more of a smack in the face to me because I speak highly of him and he know that I'm an Aborigine. But at the end of the day, I still can't. Listen, the information that I learned is way more important. The information I learned is way more important than that little 5-minute shit he said. So
it was like 2, 3, 4 hours, man. It's not 5 minutes.
I mean, I got Cormel, I got hours. I got hundreds and hundreds and thousands of hours of listening to him. So but it is what it is. I'm just telling you.
I respect that. I respect you learn from him, bro.
Hundreds of hours. When nobody, but when all I'm trying to say is, man, when nobody telling us we was Indian. Now it sound like he's either got bipolar or he knows something else because everything that I learned from the brother is reverse of what he was saying. I mean, going in. That's why I was kind of confused. Like, yo, I was confused my fucking self, my dude.
Let's call it bipolar, whatever, man. It's just
I could call it definitely. But what I'm saying is, I didn't say it. The whole slave trade story of the shit going in reverse. I don't care who say they haven't learned this. He was the only motherfucker talking about this shit that I know of. And
where did he get the info from?
Reading books and studying.
Just reading books. Who gave him the books? Who gave him access to the books?
Who gave who access to the books?
Bro,
the Duke of Tiz is not a Mason.
No, I'm not saying he was. Where does the info come from?
Which the info come from, just like we each one teach one now.
Who created bookshops, printed these books, put the info out for us? Who had access to this info first of all?
I don't know.
Knowledge is power, right? So when you have the knowledge, you have the power, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can influence with this power, right? Because you have the knowledge. The other person doesn't. I can tell the other person anything I want to. He'll believe me. How's he gonna verify? You know, like they have access. They had access to info that they held from us, and then they grabbed that info and made it their narrative. All right. Now, when he came out and he's distinguishing, he's not saying he came out straight up and he said, "You are the ancient Moabites and Canaanites." He wasn't saying that to put him down or anything, but he's straight up being specific. It's not because he made a mistake or anything. He's being very specific. He said, "You are the ancient Moabites, Canaanites that got kicked out of the land of Canaan by Jehoshua and was settled with permission in Morocco." All right. And that was from here over there, and that's specific. They know this. Their elders know this. I know a seer knows this. All right, and he learned from Farad. Drew Ali.
He learned from who?
Hold on, real.
Drew Ali learned from Farad, the white guy.
I heard shit like that, but I can't.
No, it's not conspiracy, bro. That's what I'm saying. You should know me by now, man. I don't do conspiracy.
I got you. Okay, so if Drew Ali learned from Farad Muhammad, then why is the Nation of Islam doctrine different from the Moor science?
Okay, because that's another branch. Elijah also learned from Farad. That's a whole different branch. And so, how do you conquer? Right? What goes before conquer? Divide and conquer. These are Freemasons, bro. They have knowledge. You think they don't go into secret circles and become friends? And then they go outside and do like the politicians do, like Hillary and Trump and them? That's just a movie, bro. We know the gig is up, bro. I'm sorry, man. The gig is up.
So you think Drew Ali was an agent? That's what you're saying?
No, nope. I didn't say that. I said he had certain amount of knowledge, and I'm quoting him. He said, "You are the ancient Moabite and Canaanite." So I don't know how you took that as me saying he's an agent.
No. I'm not. Listen, I'm just asking you. I'm just trying to clarify. I'm not trying to be funny, Cormel.
It's just somebody had access to info. These people, yes, they had access to the info. We didn't. Thank you for bringing it to us. But there was more to it. There was more to it, and you held it, and you knew it, and you only talked about what you wanted the people to hear. You only put out 20% of the truth, and you left 80% of it out because it didn't convenience you. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about like in general.
No, but what I'm saying to you is this: Who does that? Because the Moors that I listen to tell me that I was in America. They don't say nothing. Like I said, and even like
Nobody
I said,
said you weren't. Nobody said you weren't.
no. I got you, Corey, man. I'm just saying though. All I'm saying to you is this though. If for us here, like the brother just said, they put these false classifications on. So Timothy Drew, when he came in the 1930s, telling us that we wasn't that was a bad move for us and tell us to nationalize.
We're tribal, you know. So he said we're Moabites and Canaanites, and we're not all Moabites and Canaanites. Period, man. That's only one line. What about Shem and Japheth?
I got you, bro. But we just said that everything that's in the biblical scriptures cannot be taken in face value.
So why do they use it? That's Islam. They
but we learning though now, Cormel. We learning more now. So you could be right in the sense of you is right in the sense of the way that the biblical aspects go. But is these brothers trying to do? I have never met no more that deceived me or told me anything that wasn't beneficial to me. So I don't know, like as far as I really don't understand. Like, I mean, I'm not a Canaanite or Moabite. I can't prove I am none of that, but I can prove according to the motherfucking government that they got me classified as black or Negro or colored or African American, and they
Who started the 13 colonies, bro? Who started the 13 colonies?
So check it out, right? Shout out to Blue. Thank you for the super chat. But he said, we need to definitely work together, y'all. You know what I'm saying, and keep this thing going. But peace of y'all though, man. I think this conversation is healthy, especially if you have with intelligent minds. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be emotional about words like, oh no, this and that and the third, or you know, I don't know. People be saying disrespectful stuff, you know. And me, I don't like to say disrespectful. I like to just tell the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. That's just the problem with it. But these guys are just, you know, going and saying stuff like they started this, whatever. Like, and I think that's weird. Like, you know, why wouldn't? Where was you at when it was when this hard work was going on? Because yeah, so I didn't know nothing about nobody in the 70s, and the 80s, and the 90s. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So people got their own story, man. So when people be saying stuff, that's disingenuous. We just getting started. We ain't did shit yet to take credit for anything. That's another thing I do not like. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? We're talking about solutions. We're talking about, do the Moors come up with solutions? Fuck no. Right? So what are we talking about? Ever. So these things are taking us away from a spirit, taking us away from here, all these other things. So when we tell the truth about this, niggas can't get mad. They just be mad. Okay. Yeah, people have great things that they brought to the table. Of course. But don't get mad about telling the truth. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we talking about. Yeah, so I don't want to get off the build about solutions, right? You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the importance of identity. And you know what I'm saying? And we're putting our names, attaching ourselves to losers. Moors don't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna keep going back and forth on the Moors or whatever, but I'm using certain terminologies, names or whatever to attach ourselves to winners, right? We broke down where American comes from, right? We are American. To make it a little bit more distinguishable, we are the first Americans, right? And I think that's not stressed enough. The concept of first American. Now here's the thing, right? No matter what nobody say, somebody had to have an origin of first Americans, right? See how they work? So how about that? So we're talking about getting power, man. We're talking about doing certain things. Huh?
I mean, they tell us that America's named after Maraca, Morocco, you know, Amexem. That's totally false.
I mean, they're looking at it from the Jewish perspective because they're Jews. And that's a fact. I can prove that in 2 seconds.
We know Marranos.
Y'all haven't progressed in y'all spiritual awakening.
They were called Marranos.
How about that? You haven't progressed in your spiritual awakening.
So I mean, that's one thing they push on us. That's
So
false.
that's just what it is. So we're not about to keep going back and forth with y'all, man.
How does that help us? By teaching us false things, like that's not the origin of the name. That's not the origin of the name. I already showed you what the origin of the name. The Amaraka kingdom was here. The Amaru were here. Period. It had nothing to do with Morocco. Amexem, this is not Northwest or Southwest Africa, and that's what they teach. That's false. Africa is not a code word for America. That's what they teach. That's false. So I don't know how that helps. I don't understand how.
Here's the thing, right? Nobody taught. Hey, AP Jaguar. Nobody. Pure Mayo. Nobody taught this. This is a whole new fucking curriculum, bro. So when niggas be saying certain shit, no, y'all ain't. No, you wasn't. No, you didn't start this. Let's be clear.
All the stuff he
this
said.
is new. Ain't nobody taught this from in reverse. Nobody taught like this. Nobody did this. Nobody said slavery was fucking fake. Niggas still run out and call themselves fucking Kunta, bro. Y'all better get this. Come on, bro. Please have several fucking seats. So that's what I be on, man. You know what I'm saying? When show motherfucking respect, put some respect on niggas' names. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever taught this. Nobody.
Chief. I mean, like I just said.
Be clear. Nobody.
Look, like I just said. The only brother I heard saying that the slave trade happened in reverse was the nigga I said. And I give him 100% credit for that. You know what I'm saying? I only can speak on what benefit me as a human being as far as the criminal system, how the police run up on you and just lock you up for anything. And civics is something that is important to us. Nationality is something that's important to us. Whether however you want to put it. You know what I'm saying? You got different Moors that teach different things. Aline Bey is a Washator. He is part of the Washator. He's not part of no MSTA. He been teaching, we've been here. Now, do he got some African rhetoric in his shit? Yeah, he do. But he also bring up shit like I learned about Michael Cremore through him. He was saying how people was in Americas for 300,000. Wasn't nobody else teaching that. Wasn't nobody else telling you when you going to court fight jurisdiction. What did Andrew Jackson tell us? We can stay if he give us jurisdiction over us. Jurisdiction is fucking control. Wasn't nobody else telling you to go into court and fight and fight. So I don't see how can niggas be agents when we in a real fucking system every day that fuck us around every day. Now, if niggas don't study and don't learn civics to where they can stand firmly, I'm under oppressive system. I don't know about nobody else.
All right,
and this shit is.
When did the internet come out? When did the internet come out?
Don't even matter, Cormeo. It don't even matter.
Check it out. How do you know nobody was saying it? There was no internet.
I don't know. I'm just saying, as far as my research, Cormeo.
Exactly. In your area, in your upbringing, in your culture, you heard it from them. I didn't hear it. I learned about Michael Cremore before internet.
That's okay. I mean, that's but us here, we can't speak on what you learned there, bro. We talking about we have a totally different.
Learn from more either.
What you mean? So all right. So look, in Costa Rica, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, man. In Costa Rica, is they shooting down people, your people?
Yes.
They are, or they doing it to everybody. Are they doing it to because melanated people more? Or is they doing it to the other people there more? Like really?
That is the norm all over the world.
Okay, all right. So even in South America, the people who are oppressed there are the darker people. So here in North America, what they have is a system of how they plant drugs on you, or how they lock you up, or how they make you get these public defenders, and you don't know nothing about legalese or laws.
I grew up in Boston, bro.
So well, in Boston, I mean, Boston is prejudiced too, because them motherfuckers out there, you know how them niggas,
with Boston.
Yeah, I know they prejudiced out there. I know, like Marky Mark.
Are you saying all the Aboriginal people of their prejudice?
Huh?
Are you saying all the Aboriginal people in the hoods? Have you been to Boston?
Yeah, I've been to Cambridge. I've been in
Cambridge,
Cambridge.
that's not the hood. That's the
No,
Harvard
but
University.
I've been in Roxbury and places like that.
Okay, okay. So they were prejudiced. They were treating you bad or something.
No, we talking about like most of the Irish and most of the Europeans that's
I
in
didn't grow up in. I grew up in all Aboriginal neighborhood. I don't know about them, bro. I know they're
Oh,
prejudiced. White people
okay.
prejudice, yes, we know that, bro. That's a global thing.
So while you was there, you seen the oppression of the people that's classified African
I
American,
didn't
right?
see it. I felt it. I went through it.
Okay, so you went through so now it going. Have you ever been incarcerated?
Yes.
Okay, so you know incarceration that if you knew to fight jurisdiction and they don't have jurisdiction over you, even as an Indian, you ain't gotta go in, as an Indian is more effective. When I go into court, I go in there as an Indian. I don't go in there as no motherfucking more. I go in there as an Indian. I go in there as I'm sovereign. You took my sovereignty away from me. So jurisdiction was forced. Jurisdiction is under threat, duress, and coercion. So this is some of the things that I learned. The 5 dictionaries, the Boubier's, I got I got 4, 5, 6, and 7 what's the name law, Black's law or whatever. The Constitution and all these different laws. Now you could say that none of this shit is important, but when you get behind enemy lines and you have to reach out to an agent, which is a British accredited registered agent. These things such as civics and stuff is important. Now I'm not saying, like I said, the Moabite Canaanite shit, we can always, that's some whole other shit. But as far as the legalese, nationality, okay, national, I don't give a fuck if you nationalize under whatever tribe is in Central, South America, you nationalize under whatever tribe is here. Now, we also got problems with that because these tribes are being ran by federal governments. So it's all like I don't know. I do my research. I do my own independent declarations, which works, and I see it. I don't get fucked with. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. But when I'm saying it's for the rest of my people, I try to teach people this shit all the time. And I learned this from people who wasn't charging. Now I got it from for free. So obviously, if it has some benefit for me, then it can have benefit for other people. I'm just bringing the knowledge to where I got the science from. So, I don't have that many subscribers. I don't get that many viewers. My viewers is anywhere from 2,500 to maybe 10,000 views on a good day. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I got a lot of my science and a lot of my shit from listening to Aline Bay, Asia, Yafa, Taj Tariq Bey, and Sabir. I don't fuck with Lord Abba. I was studying here in the Americas. There was nobody putting together, well, as far as I'm concerned here. As far as I'm concerned, maybe I don't know. Is there somebody else in the chat room who've been studying this shit, who've been doing this shit off of YouTube? I don't know. I learned a lot of this stuff after the internet, a lot of stuff after studying. We did not know a lot of this stuff here in North America. We did not know. I'm running across people every day who still don't know this shit. So I know we did not know this shit. This is not something that's taught here on the random. But when you come across individuals who do tell you that you was here and you're not an African and we've been here for hundreds of thousands of years, if not millions of however long, then you say, oh, what do you mean? I thought life started in Africa. Then we start getting the Michael Creedmoor. Then we start getting into the other research. So that's all I'm saying. I don't have no problem. If niggas disrespect anybody on this panel, you have all right to go at them. You have all right to disrespect them. You all right to whatever degrees of disrespect that you experience, you have a right to. If you want to, or if you have that, or you have the energy to do that, go ahead and do it. I have no problem with that. But I'm always going to speak up from where I learned, and I'm always going, like I said, I'm a noble. I don't charge nobody for anything. I spend hours and hours of reading, researching, giving information out for free. If I came from a background where niggas were deceiving me, then I would be deceiving people here. So obviously, whatever I learned worked for me, and I'm teaching the people accordingly. I'm not telling nobody, oh, you're more, but I'm not telling you that they didn't use that as a descriptive term describing who the people were. And it wasn't just people who came from Spain. It was also when they described people wearing a war bonnet or a feather crown with that. And when you see all these people with crowns and these crowns on, that started in the Americas. The crown and shit started over here. So I'm just going by that. I don't have no problem. I love all you brothers in the chat room. Sincerely, I love all y'all brothers in the chat, brothers on the panel. You know what I'm saying? As far as information, we all learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna stand here and like, niggas know I give shout outs to certain people. Is if one of the individuals who I look highly up to, just like I look highly up to you guys. You understand what I'm saying? If one of the individuals who I look highly up to say, just like right now, if Chief go off and say something off the fucking bat, I'm still going to defend him. If Chief turn to African tomorrow, I probably won't defend him, but you know what I'm saying. If he say something that's against the what's name, I'm going to defend him. Now, am I going to differentiate whether he was right or wrong? Yeah. But I'm still going to defend him because that's my brother. The same thing with you, Cormeo. The same thing with Jaguar. Same thing with Jay Free. The same thing with everybody. That's all I'm saying. We ain't got no problems amongst us here. So that's all I'm saying. I'm just telling you what I learned. So yeah. I mean, that's it.
All right. So just tell people in the chat, like, all right. So Boston. Okay. So it's very ignorant. All the people in the chat that says that Boston's full of Irish. You would not go out there and say that in the hood. All right, trust me. And if you know about Farrakhan's history, you see that he was mostly preaching in Harlem and Boston. All right, if you know what the headquarters of the Prince Hall Masonry is, you'll see it's in Boston. A foundation, really. And so these are copper-colored neighborhoods, massively, like huge. All right, the Irish people have their little section, yes, just like any other city has different types of people. So that's very ignorant. And when I was in the States and I lived there for 20 years in Boston, I was there since I was 5. All I knew was the States. I don't remember before that here. I came back to live in my country because why wouldn't I? This is paradise over here. So check it out. I used to go down to the South. I used to go down to the South and used to be like, damn, we didn't know there was black people in Boston. And that's the mentality people got, right? So like, you say Boston's prejudice and all that. That's not what I grew up in. You don't have to deal with all that. Yes,
Cormeo, how old are you, Cormeo?
I'm 37.
You remember Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs?
Hell yeah, I know Ed O.G.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So I know. But remember,
the Wise Guys, the tape they made. Way back in the 80s.
Boston is part of Massachusetts, so we know it was black people up there.
It's the hub. From there, things go and spread in New York, and it got big in New York. But it started in a lot of that stuff started in Boston. It's the hub. That's why they call it the hub. That means the top of the world.
You know what's funny too about? You know what's funny if you think about it? Remember they said that the Montauk and the Shinnecock was family or brothers to what? The Nasser Garrett or the Pequot, the Wapanaki, and why they always match Boston up against New York.
Boston is a very small city. It's really small. It's like a miniature New York. It's a really small city. It's not compared to New York. All right, and they kept it that way. Trust me. And if you study the history of American history, like the first police stations, the first universities, the first public schools, the first almost everything, it was out of Boston. And then when it got to New York, which was a metropolis, it blew up to the rest of the world.
So you said when it got to New York, which was a metropolis, are you inserting that New York maybe been a trade nation amongst the nations?
There was many nations there, yeah. New York was,
that was the trade. That would be the trade point. So if I call Cormeo, like, look, man, we got some fresh corn, we got some cabbage, and we got et cetera, et cetera. We need you to bring us some motherfucking some of them super fruits and them super vegetables that's from Costa Rica. Meet me at this point. You know what I'm saying? Is that what you saying? How it went down?
Well, the Dutch, the Dutch weren't so like Yeah, man, they didn't
I'm talking
come.
about far as amongst us. I mean, not we know the European came in and bit everything that we was doing.
Yes, all these major cities were trading posts. A lot of the major cities were trading posts and meeting spots. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I mean, yeah, that's why I got you. So yeah. So I mean, yeah, but Boston, boy, I've been to Boston, man. I've been Fenway Park is on the damn street. You can walk right past Fenway Park and get hit in the head with a baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like we did work out there. We worked at Novartis. Novartis is in Cambridge, and that's right out right.
I know Novartis. They owned by GSK now.
Yeah, we went. Yeah, I used to work. We used to go out there in Novartis, but when we used to go into the hotel, we was going inside Boston. We went inside further in. We seen. I seen words bond. One day we was at a pizza spot out there, and I seen a dude get jumped. I seen a brother get jumped by some other brothers. So I know. But like I said, I grew up. I know Ed OG. What's the name is also from Boston. What's the nigga name? From the rapper Guru from Boston.
Benzino.
Benzino too, yeah, the mighty RO, what they used to call themselves, the what's the
Yeah,
name?
mean,
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of people. I didn't mean to like get on Boston. It's just because people think there's like people are so ignorant. Say
nah,
that
Boston is hood for real, for
you don't
bro.
want to be in the hood over there if you're not from there. It's the same thing in any
Boston is
hood, man.
hood.
Same thing in any hood. Same thing.
You Boston is hood. That's a fact. That ain't, you know what I'm saying. That's definitely a fact. Um, but yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? We had a good, beautiful build the other day, man. Talking about them buildings, talking about all that shit. And you're right. No one is teaching this shit, man. It's like the super friends. You know what I'm saying? We all come together and got some type of gift as far as this historical information in North America. All I was just pointing out is, man, it's like as far as laws, I learned a lot, man. I'm not gonna never and everything I learned, I try to teach the people. I try to tell people, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, listen, let me just give a quick example, right, real quick, right? When I was in state prison, I seen people I seen most of the time when people gave back time, or like if they was in any type of like situation where they had a large like 52 years or 60 years and they gave back time, what they did was try to find court cases that were similar to the one they was going through. When I got into the science or when I started studying civics, I already knew about that because I seen niggas who was really fucked up, like niggas was done. And they came, and niggas gave that time back and ended up getting time served and going home. I seen this on numerous occasions where I was at. And like I said, and this is either over drug charges or even a violent charge, which is really a crime. But I'm just saying, as far as civics, nationality, some form of history, because even before I learned about us being Aborigines, to be a so-called black man and not have no history outside of roots to learn that you had different black empires who did this, that shit was exciting to most of us because we ain't had nothing tangible, you know what I'm saying, to hold on. So a lot of people gravitated on these type of things. Did some of us graduate from these so-called ideologies? Of course. A lot of us did. You understand what I'm saying?
A1 with that, and that's the thing, and you right with what you saying, bro. But here's the thing: yes, our people, we didn't know, all these things, and what we saying is these people did, these guys did, whoever the teachers was, what I'm saying, everybody learned from somebody. You know, the thing is, now that we know that these are social political constructs and that they don't apply to us, now we know that we are the Aboriginal people. That puts us in a whole nother paradigm. And a whole nationality thing that is going to go back to America, us being the original people. And that's what's need to be taught. We can't keep saying we the original people and then going to say we Moors, and that's what we were saying where the disrespect was. And I respect the Duke of Tears as to him being a researcher and a scholar, but as far as giving us back the message and the way that he's doing it, yeah, that was, to hear him the other day on the panel, that was like kind of messed up. I didn't understand it.
But that's, you know what though, like I said, that was disrespect. and like to anybody who like don't do research or don't want to like further, you was turned off by that. I mean, like I said, I mean, if you take it that way, you take it that way. If you take the information, we read from people like Samuel Mortensen, who was a straight up fucking racist or whatever, who came up with these racist terms. We learn from him. So we can learn from anybody. So as far as like I said, nigga dead wrong. I ain't caping for anybody. If niggas disrespect the people who come in peace or any of that shit. You know, like I said, as far as anything else, man, we are who we are. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to call yourself a Moor if you choose to. You need to understand what the terms of it is and what the definite meaning of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, people associate with you North Africa and all this stuff. But if you go to the fine print, it also say dark skinned person. If you choose, if that's something, because we don't know what our name is. We ain't Aborigines neither. And I'll be I'll tell you that too. That was what the doomed devisers put in the document saying, well, any first inhabitants of the land we're going to call Aborigines, and we're just going to go there and fucking and control them and do what we do to them. You understand what I'm saying? So it just so happened that they came here first. So they applied that to the people of the Americas first. So we still in search of who we was or what we was calling us. America is a very large continent. You know what I'm saying? We have you know, you got the Mayas, the Armorocans, you got a lot of different people. You got Quetzalcoatl, the Olmec, you got a lot of the Peruvians, the yo, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a
We
lot.
are the copper color races at best.
That's right. So, but like I said, but we all break down in different nations. The people in the Amazon might not want the Cherokees to come in their area. You understand? So they might go to war with the Cherokees. You understand what I'm saying? And that goes on and on and on. Unless you have
Right, right. And that's where nationality come into play. That's exactly what nationality come into
I
play.
am, but that's when I tell people, listen. You go to my channel, bro. I show people how to put together affidavit of what's the name. If you want to do that, if you want to keep on letting them call you what you want to call them, you don't want to go back and correct them. Right now, if I walk up to you and call you nigga and then call you nigga, and you're gonna correct me. So if somebody got you on record as being something that you not, when is you gonna go back and correct it? Instead of saying, oh, you don't believe in paperwork and you don't believe in all this, that, and the third. At some point in time, everything is either paperwork or electronic messaging now. We're gonna have to send some documentation or some type of communication over to the individuals who got you classified as what you classified as. I teach this shit all the time. So I don't know where I always teach this shit along amongst with other things. So I mean, I don't know. I've been teaching. I've been telling motherfuckers the national. I don't never tell nobody to go under no more science temple or go get a fez or anything like that. I tell you the national. I tell you to make your declaration that you are Aboriginal, and even you could use that term because we are displaced Indians. They classified us a fucking almost what is 2019? Oh, it started in 1900. It started at the early 1900s after 1890. They burnt the 1890 records because you had a lot of people who was claiming to be fucking Aborigines, and then they came back in the 1910s with the census, which they was changing the fucking birth certificates. I got numerous documentation on this, numerous videos. We show you this, and even like we said, like we were just talking about before, these documentations put you under their jurisdiction. So it's best for you, regardless off these videos, or I mean, off of the chat, off of everything. The bottom line is all the other shit is non-important. That's the most important thing. So people should be rushing to do that immediately if that's what it's about, because it's not hard to do. You can do that in a week. You can send all your documentation and send everything over what you need to do and strategize from that point. You don't have to go back. You only got to go back to the fucking 1800s. You ain't got to go back. You ain't got to go back to no 15. If you happen to be one of the blessed individuals who do that, then I'm blessed for you. Everybody not gonna have that same leniency because name changes, area changes. If you was a Wapanaki, you could have been part of the Cherokees. and then you could have been part of the Seminoles. And then you could have came back to South Carolina as part of the fucking Gitchis or the Golas, thinking you from Africa. So we all confused here. You understand? We all confused here. And and
And
people here
that's
in North, and people
and
here
he
in North
right about that.
America is confused the most. Because
And you
even
right
the
about
people
that.
in Central and South America, they acknowledge them as being Indians faster than they acknowledge us as being Indians.
And that's what and see that's the problem.
Actually, that's not a true statement.
But
That's not
that's
so. They
I'm
would
here, bro.
tell you that the Mexicans, they would say that quick that the Mexicans are indigenous to the Americans.
But who are they labeling Mexican?
Huh?
Who are they labeling Mexican?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Mongols, right?
Mexico is in a certain region. The people of there, we can say, okay, what Mexican we talking? Because they come in three different separations according to what I've been told. So I don't.
In terms like Latino, Hispanic, or anything like that. When you say Latinos, you're generalizing, bro.
Okay, I mean, I said Mexican.
Yeah, even Mexican. That's generalizing because they to us the Mexicans what they show on the TV and everything. Mostly Mongol looking kind of. And there's I've been through Mexico, through the East Coast, West Coast, through the middle, 5 times. I've been through the whole. I've gone from Costa Rica to Boston by land. I've seen many people, many nations. And that's what I'm saying. That's not a true statement, man. That we got Mongols too in our reservations.
Okay. But so all right. So look. All right. So what I'm saying is this: do they or do they not? Whether we consider people to be Hispanic or Latinos, do they not say that the people, the Latinos, which is the Tainos, the people of the Caribbean, Dominica, Puerto Rico, and whatever, and Cuba or whatever, do they say that a lot of them are indigenous, right? They say that the black in them are African. The same thing that they would say in most of the people who in Central America. They would say most of the people in Central America that's in that region are Indians. But they say that if you're a dark Indian, then you came from Africa.
They actually say that we're if you go Google Costa Rica, right? They'll say that you're 98% Spaniard, like 1% this and 1% black.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so I mean that's a totally false statement. Like I said, most of these Spaniards and Portuguese that came they were dark skinned, they were whatever you want to call them, mulatto, brown. They, so I should be darker according to their way of how they tell stories and history.
I mean, you copper color, so that ain't a problem. Like we all know, but what I'm saying is that we know that the Spaniards came here. We know that the Mongoloids came here. The Mongoloids are not indigenous; they are forced indigenous. I mean, is that true or is that not true?
What'd you say?
The people who we assume to be Siberians, and you see it among features in people in Central and South America, like we say Mongols, okay? We know, so we got certain different Mongols. Are they not people who came here in the 1300s, or what people say came through the Bering Straits, or were they always here?
No, they weren't always here. We know this already.
So they invaded.
Yep.
Okay. So just like us here in North America, that the British mixed with or whatever, we know that the British invaded. So when I see a white Indian chief, I know that shit is a fucking oxymoron.
Yeah, but we're going to the same thing, bro. Most of these early British people were dark skinned, especially the ones that were sending.
No, the British, yes.
They were sending indentured servants over here. These were dark skinned people. They were getting rid of dark skinned people in Europe. They were sending them over here as indentured servants. They would pick them off the streets and make them come and have a contract for 7 years. And eventually they would get their freedom. And of the rest, would not. They became chattel slavery.
Mm-hmm. And the ones you see, most of the free people, it's a lot of different conditions to that. It could be free people who could have came from over there British, like you said, that could have came via them, or it could have been free men who could have been Indians who fought in wars and earned their freedom, and you know what I'm saying, or POWs or people. It's a lot of, it's like I said, this shit can get very confusing, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, and even if we don't study and come to some understanding of it, then we won't know. Like I said, I knew myself that mulatto could not just mean a mixed person. But go ahead.
Can I point something out? All right, so we got somebody in the chat, right? His name is Sadat R.A. Bey El Malik. Bey. So okay, so we see Bey. What do we assume? That he's a Moor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's saying Latinos and Hispanics are Spaniards. That's like me saying blacks are African.
Yeah, you can't say they Spaniard because it wasn't no Spaniard. It wasn't no Spain ain't become a fucking country.
This is from a
yeah,
Moor.
But you know what though? That brother don't know. He don't know what he don't know what he's talking about then, because you got listen, Spanish and Latino is a damn language. That's a damn Latino mean the Tainos, but Spanish
they misclassified us too, man. It's the point. We're not.
Spanish,
where they misclassified. We had tribal names. I'm Chorotega with Todd. They call me Latino Hispanic. I'm not.
We know, but when you come here to North America, they make up terms so you can fit into the social construct. They don't want to say, all right, well, you this or whatever. That's what they do. See, that's what we're saying, Cormel, is they do this shit over here. So part of that is breaking out of the mind control. Like, you know what I'm saying? Over here, man, bro, it's fuck. We don't know what to fucking say anything, man, because we don't know. Like you said, you're rich.
Out of all of them. We done got it the worst out of anybody.
That's right. So we confuse people over here. So when we do research and we do get enlightened, we gotta know. I know damn well. I would never tell. I know there ain't no group of people called Hispanics, but I can say Latino mean the Taino. And that's the right. La means the and Taino. The Taino. That's how it
Right. Same thing.
That's what it breaks down to, according to my understanding of Latin, or what we consider to be the Spanish from over there. But yeah, we know that, man. We know they break us down like that. Like I said, I'm from New Jersey, my dude. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to New York, my dude. And when I used to go to New York, and when I first seen a Dominican, that shit would fuck me up. Like, that shit fucked me up. I ain't know what the fuck he was. I mean, I knew he spoke Spanish. I knew he was black, but I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was fucked up. But I always seen that because I grew up. It was Puerto Ricans on the other side of the city. So I used to always see, I bump into, like, and I went to school with Puerto Ricans who was fucking black, who just spoke Spanish. That's it. And that's the same thing with all different other complexions that speak the language. It's a language, but see, over there in them countries, that's how it broken down. But in DR, they do got a caste system over there. They do, like you said, they treat the Haitians or they treat a lot of the darker Dominicans fucked up.
Right, they do.
So this is a fact.
But what language do they speak in DR? What language do they speak in
Latin. They speak Latin, like I've assumed, or whatever. I mean, according to the name that they gave it, right? They don't speak their indigenous language.
That's why we don't speak indigenous language in America, man. It's English.
Right. So all
that's right.
They'll colonize you. So
yeah,
now you got to
we got some remnants of some indigenous shit over here, though, man. We still got Connecticut. We still got words like Connecticut, and we still got Ramapo. We still got
Massachusetts.
Look, Massachusetts. Look, so come on, man. Don't knock us. We still got some remnants of our language over here. We are, look, bro. Listen, bro. We could fairly say that they did a number to us. So it ain't, you know what I'm saying? We could fairly say
I shared a link. I want everybody to check it out. That's the vice president of Costa Rica right now.
Post it. Why didn't post it?
She's the first Aboriginal vice president in the whole Americas ever as a woman. So I want you to look at her, right?
I can't see it. Can you put it on your screen?
All right, let me see if I can do that. Because I'm gonna have to get out.
She's a darker complexion.
Or put that in.
You talking about Costa Rica, right?
Yeah.
She gonna look like us.
Okay, my point is, or why the reason I want to show this is because she's classified as Hispanic and Latina.
Yeah, they
That's
misclassified.
That's my. I want everybody to understand. All you people out there talking about this is Latinos, Hispanics, or Spanish.
No. They got misclassified. Everybody in America's got misclassified.
When she goes to America,
everybody.
People like her go to the Americas and they're filling out a job or something. They're not gonna put black because they know that means American, Negro. She's gonna put.
They're gonna put Hispanic.
They ain't got no classification.
Hispanic, a brand new term. Hispanic, not even they just came up with that 18.
Who the hell is that? Dang, what's up?
What's going on, brother? My mic.
What, you got a portal and shit?
Hold on, something happened to my mic? Something wrong with my mic?
You good.
It's not working?
No, you good.
It sounds straight. Like I don't got to fix nothing. I don't know. I just came in.
Sound good.
You good. We can't see the icons. Yeah. There's about 10 people on here. But now,
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, They misclassified them as Hispanics. It was basically around the same time they was misclassifying us as black and Negro.
When they started that hard color act.
So our history in Costa Rica, we didn't start in the 1700s, 1800s to get misclassified. We got misclassified in 1569 when the Spanish first got hold of.
Oh, now if you talking about originally, the Spanish renamed all of them.
So what they classify y'all as? And because I heard they call people Morenos in Mexico too.
So what they did, and all over the Americas, is they would grab people from the same family. One of them is darker, one of them is lighter. They would grab the darker
mulatto was used.
You go to the plantation, and then they'll grab the light one. You're the Indian, or you're the this, or you're the Latino or Hispanic.
That's the same shit they did to us here, my dude.
Yes,
exactly. Yeah, they did that everywhere.
So if you're not from here, or if you've never been to a Spanish country and you don't know the whole thing, if you've been just to a resort or one town in the Spanish countries, you can't generally. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about people in the chat.
No, I live, bro. Listen, my dude. Listen, I live. I see. I just told you.
Yeah, they're gonna be light or darker,
bro. If you say you from Boston, you had to go to New York before, so you had to go uptown. So you've been uptown 145th or Spanish Harlem. When you go into Spanish Harlem, all you see is these fucking dark skinned ass Dominican, and it's a culture shock because you like, yo. What the fuck? Like, yo, I was fucked up, but that was early in the early 80s. Like, I started catching on with the difference because even my man from Cuba, he was a fucking Negro or what we consider to be a Negro. And all right. He was considered to be a Negro, and you know what I'm saying? He spoke Spanish. So I started saying, but remember when they did the Hart-Celler Act, when they allowed people to come here from other countries, they created a lot of these false classifications.
Here, they did. That's correct. That's
right. And they did that through the nationality. And that's what I'm saying. When you teach nationhood, they didn't teach us nationhood as an indigenous people. They taught us
their
nationality,
way.
Right?
Their way.
That's colonizing. That's from the colonizing perspective, and that's why we started. That's why everybody raised flags and all that stuff.
Correct.
Because those people couldn't say that they was indigenous. Those people couldn't say that they was Aboriginal.
Now he's talking about the foreigner right there. That's correct. He's talking about the foreigners. The foreigners had to. That's why they basically looked at what we were already doing and just marked it. And made it for them. That was survival of the fittest. They made it to fit them. It was only fitting pale-faced foreigners. At first, it wasn't even including, like, okay, remember the people that we'll call Mongoloid. That the Mongoloid part or the Mongol part is a big misconception because some of those people are our brothers and sisters. Like, they were indigenous here. They didn't come from nowhere else. They were here.
Yes.
And people are getting that part confused. And that's what confuses the wars on top of that. Yep. Like, keep in mind, they hit South America first before North America. I'm talking about they didn't hit North America until the 1600s.
So
they were already in South America first.
Let me ask you a question. So where was the Mongoloids at?
They were already here. Some of them, though.
Okay.
The ones that we see.
Let me. Those are the tribes that helped. They helped go to the
No,
start.
but all right, but hold, because all right, okay. Let me just
Not all of them, though.
no,
But
let
some
me
of them.
all right, hold. Let me just clarify something, right? My understanding of the Americas is broken down in areas, right? So when I study the Americas, I study it from northeast, southeast, where they originally came at. There's no Mongoloids in the south. There's no
Oh
Mongoloids.
yeah. Oh no, man. That's incorrect. It was Mongoloids in the South.
I mean,
It was
we got brothers, we got AP
the
on here
ones that
that's
you
from
call them.
Tennessee.
The
I'm just
ones
saying,
that you call them Mongoloid, like the term Mongoloid is incorrect. Like if anything, you could call them Mongols. You can, but
I'm talking about with the
Mongoloid is
particular
incorrect.
look. I'm talking about with the
What you
particular
talking about with
look.
that look? They look
Yo,
like us though, just lighter. Real talk. They look like us but lighter.
Who
Or
you to
look like
put a picture up? Put a picture up on the screen. Put a picture up. Let me
or
put
they'll look like
one up, everyone.
and they'll look like Mexicans, like the people that they're misclassifying as Mexican.
Yeah, but Mexicans don't look like us though.
Some of them do, not all of them. Some of them do. Like I get that. My father, I'm gonna be real. My father gets mixed to be Cuban all the time.
Listen,
They
don't get
think
me
my
wrong,
father's Cuban.
There's indigenous people that's always been in Mexico, right? The place we call Mexico that's classified as Mexican or whatnot. But I'm talking about the typical person or people that you see that they call Mexicans today. They don't look like us.
I can tell you where the mixing came into. I can tell you exactly when, because it's no Mongol, bro. Listen, I got family in Virginia. I got family in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, AP in Tennessee. What's the name? Jaguars in North Carolina. I asked people, is there any Mongoloids in any of these areas? Because it's like,
yeah. You talking about now or back then?
I'm talking about back then. It was
what era?
I'm talking about I'm gonna say from the 1500s.
They were, man.
They were already there. Like
I got no descriptive terms of them from my research. None. I have none.
They talk about them in multiple. Okay,
it wasn't. They're not gonna call them Mongols, bro. They're not gonna.
They weren't called Mongols. They had their own tribes.
What is a? But listen. But hold up. Before any
they were
amalgamation,
and hear me out. Let me break that down because some of them can get it's confusion right there because of what they look like. Like sometimes you would see them look like a light version of our descendants, and you think they were actually separated, but they were actually together. And that was before the white Africans came over here.
I'm talking about with Asian features, man. The Asian, we don't have no Asian features. Asian features like that.
Would have looked like. I just want to see a picture.
I got a picture right here.
I can't really distinguish.
I got to figure out what time
all
period.
of my lovely brothers. Greetings, my brothers.
Greetings, Queen.
I jumped up in here with y'all because there's so much testosterone going on up in here. It's peaceful. It's peaceful right now. You got in right peaceful, okay? But I just want to say this, and I'm gonna let y'all have it because I ain't gonna battle with y'all brothers. I'm gonna let y'all keep on doing what you measure with. But at the same time, I wanted to come in and say, it appears to me that all of us is to blame. We say we are ancestors are us, we 1, 2, 3, we are all of the. We all had a part in this. We all had a part. Asians, Mongoloids, Moors, whatever we call other people.
Right.
The main thing is for us to understand that we have something to solve. We have a point to really prove. And getting on here talking about who all these other folks are, it don't really matter. We know that they exist. We know that they are part of us. I got my Caucasians all the way back to the 1600 when they came on the boat and was baptized with the name of Carter, which was already the coat of arms, which was already in America. I got the first Carter Crocker, whatever. They my relative. But I can't keep fighting with them. We got to have a solution. We got to come up with solutions. I mean, these bills is wonderful. People are learning, and that's what's up. But people need to study to show themselves approved. A workman to not be divided with their words. They'll know what the hell is going on. Exactly. They won't have to be sitting here trying to figure out, well, who's telling the truth? Who's telling the truth? Because when I heard, I respected Duke Till to the extent that he wore his feathers and a turban. But at the same time, when brothers say we Canaanites and Moabites, I got a problem. I got a problem with listening to people.
That's what we talking about? I'm not really trying to get into no conversation
no,
like that.
No. This is me. We was, but we got in on it, so I'm taking it there. But I'm just saying, we got to be careful who we're listening to. We got to be careful who we are building with. Because we can't build with people who ain't on the same page with us and thinking about us in the same way. Somebody coming telling you who you are, and you already know who you are.
Correct.
Don't keep calling me more, bro. Don't keep saying more. You more. Don't do that. When I done told you I'm indigenous. I done explained to you what all of it really means.
So there's an attack going on that, I mean, I'm unaware of or something. Because why is she saying something now? We got an elder saying something. Something is wrong.
Yeah, we got some stuff need to be dealt with.
Something is wrong. All right, so look, check this out. I'm going to take this to my channel. I'm going to do a proper investigation to find out what's going on. And somebody's going to get put on blast. I can guarantee you that. Because I'm tired of that. And I'm right here next to the reservation that my family is from. I'm fully legit. I don't have to sugarcoat nothing for nobody. They know exactly who I am. And I would shut a lot of stuff down. And if I bring people on my platform and they voice their opinion, a lot of people going to be in trouble. And I mean that. I'm not playing. I don't know what's going on, but y'all need to stop that. Y'all need to stop that because y'all disrespecting some real people that do live here, that have their tribal lineage already, whether they are my complexion, lighter or darker. I'm not talking about them pale faces that shouldn't be there. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about our brothers and sisters. Yes, we had lighter people in our tribes. Yes, we did. I'm light skinned. I'm not hiding it. Did my family mix with a pale face? Absolutely not.
Yep.
But does that? So how did I get lighter? You see what I'm saying?
It's more than just skin color, though. You know
exactly. It's bigger than that. It's not about a color.
I have an image. I have an image right now showing. So
A1. When we're all colored. Hold on. Let me correct that. It's not about a color when we're all colored. Let me say it that way.
Look at you.
I'm gonna say it that way.
I got an image right here. I just want his opinion. A1. Are these Mongols or Negro?
Those will be considered Mongols. They look like my ancestors.
Exactly.
The high cheekbones and what Wanagi know, and so do you, Carmelo. I'm gonna just say that. So do you.
I know.
Okay. Sometimes I'll showcase to certain people what my family look like. I'm talking about personal pictures. And Wanagi know, if he in the chat, shout out to Wanagi, and so does Carmelo. I'm not sugarcoating nothing because I know who my family is. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And shout out to the Pahata Nation because they showing me big support. And that's just who I got off the phone with. And we gonna holler at them folks in Virginia. Shout out to them. And I love y'all, and they know I love them. And I'm from DC. And shout out to my Virginia folk, all of y'all. Good looking. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So precious.
Thank you, Virginia. Shout out to Virginia. I'm glad y'all stepping up. I'm so glad. I'm proud of y'all. And shout out to Tasha She, because she real also. Tasha she's real also. Shout out to her. If anybody talk down on her, don't talk bad about her. She's real. Stop talking about them sisters. That's real. She's real. She's on her. She got my support. Don't talk about Tasha she's real. And I know that. And shout out to her family members because her family members are cool with me. Shout out to them all. Like, this ain't no bull crap, y'all. Like, for real. When we saying go check your lineage, that means go get on your genealogy. The only way if you're gonna know if you have some Indians that have Mongoloid features is if you trace your family, and God knows if your family got pictures like mine, my family had pictures that hit me. I said, oh my God, that's what they look like? And they keeping it hundreds and hundreds of years. You'll never know until you ask your family. You never gonna know until you start asking the right questions and getting them records and stop playing. I'm not telling you to go join a tribe, but you'll never know. You probably already in it. You don't know. You don't know how much your family is owed as far as land is concerned. Forget the money. Forget the money. Get what you supposed to get. We fighting for our land back. That's what the fight is about. It's not about against brother and sister. I could care less if you consider yourself a Moor, a Hebrew Israelite, a Christian, a Muslim. So what? I'm not taking none of that from you. I'm telling you, look, if you saying that you African, okay, and you out here and you can't call somebody in Africa, something wrong. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, look, don't believe me, but go check them records and see if your ancestors came off of those boats that they said that came from Africa. Check. If that should be alarming to you. That should be alarming that Dane Calloway is getting so much hate and he doing so much good for his own people. That's not fair to me. That y'all not taking that time out to get off of your lazy asses to find out who you are for real. Stop playing. We put in too much. It's too many people on this panel that have put in too much work for somebody to be coming up in here and destroying all of us and separating us. After all this work we put in? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
We're not even finished. And these two brothers on this panel got more videos than me. Combined. That's not fair. We're not going to give none of this up. We're doing this for the righteous reasons.
Thank you.
And if anybody is different, okay, fine. Keep it moving. We're not telling everybody that this is everybody, but we telling everybody, look, it could be, and you need to go check it to be sure. Because we know everybody's identity got changed. Everybody's. Including them Chinese, including them, that wasn't even called Mexicans. They called them Mexicans.
Dang, that's where I came in at right there. Because of the fact that we got work to do. And we need to stop fighting, bickering, and arguing about who, what, and who did what.
We got one common enemy.
It's obvious that we all played a role. We all still playing a role until we come up with solutions. We got to come up with solutions. And on a daily, we need to be waking up on this. Don't be waking up trying to figure out what your damn YouTube title gonna be today. Figure out what we're gonna do about our problems. Because these problems are gonna affect the next 7 generations.
That is correct.
What are we gonna do for them? What are we gonna leave behind for them? Exactly. This madness we arguing about? They're gonna be still trying to figure out who the hell a Moor is.
Hey, Chief, this is only on to be honest with you. I mean, shout out to you, sis. This is Tantralist one talking. To be honest, really, this is only peace to you, sis. This is only a small percentage of any of the work we do. So, you know, I use YouTube as a platform to reach other people.
Well, I got video.
You know. I mean, I'm doing a documentary.
I know
I
you.
see people every day. Every day. You know what I'm saying?
I know everybody on this panel.
We
and
all
like I said, I call what I see.
Don't stop.
I call agents if they're agent. I can do that because I done dealt with all this for the last 10 years too. I've been studying on my own and researching, and I don't make videos because that ain't my cup of tea. But I'm on here because I see a need that we got to do. And I'm here to tell you guys that I'm a matriarch and I see that we have played a part in the demise of our people. The mothers, okay? We got work to do. We trained our children to be subjected to the DARs because they was training their children to subject us in the womb. Yo, we got this stuff from the womb. And some of us is taking it to the tomb.
That's right.
We have got to stand on our own square and not be moved and let these people know that we are here. We ain't going nowhere. You're here. Maybe you ain't going nowhere either. But we're going to have to make a way to find a way that we can mend and fix our earth. Because Mother Earth is crying. You know, it's a lot of hurt and pain is in the earth. The sisters, the children, everybody is wounded. Ain't none of us organic no more. We are all genetic modified people.
Yep. Elder, you in Georgia?
Yes.
Yeah, I hear that tone. Okay. I recognize that
Yes.
pitch. No, I recognize my South pitches now. That's Georgia.
But yeah, I'm in Rockmart right now, but I'm not right at the heart of Atlanta. But my godmother, Mother Marengo, she just told me on our matriarch call, she said, I'm getting old. I need y'all to carry this Marengo. She said, Marengo, I'm telling you, we're healed and take you through if you just got water and Marengo. Now, this is what the elder told me just this Tuesday. She said, we need to get this product into our women and children and heal them.
Yep. You said moringa. You said
moringa. The moringa.
I've been moringa plant. Yeah, the moringa teas too. I'll be chewing them. I'm a nutritionist.
I know that.
I've been drinking moringa with maca. Look, I mix moringa, maca, chlorella, and sea moss together.
Right.
And I drink all that.
She's Mama Marengo. You can Google her, you guys. And you can
that moringa is the truth. You know, you already. You don't know about that. You don't know about that corp. They ain't got moringa in Costa Rica.
Yes, I grow it.
They got maca too, right? They got maca seed, maca root out there too, right?
Yeah, we got all kinds of herbs.
Yeah,
but it's about getting that into our people and healing the GMOs and cleanse ourselves of all the poisons and the impurities that's been put into us over these generations of being separated, because we've been separated as a people. Look, my daughter stayed way 2 hours away from me. I don't never see her. That's not how it's supposed to be. They separated us and got us where we don't even have the blood energy to pull into each other to make things happen for each other that's supposed to happen for each other. We are displaced people. We got to pull ourselves together.
I agree.
And I just got on here to tell y'all I love every last one of you. I've been dealing with.
Love you too, man.
Love you too, Elder. That's
a fact.
That's it.
I wish my elder, my mom was out
straight
here.
up.
I mean, but you got one right there. You got family out here, man. We your family.
You know, I'm in a battle.
We your motherfucking family, nigga. Like,
love on me, y'all. Love on me, because I need
brother.
Ain't
no, we just ain't no disagree.
I just want to show.
I got two more things, y'all. I want to say to y'all, and I'm gonna let y'all men's have it.
Okay.
I in my consulting today with one of my dear friends, I ain't gonna mention their name, but y'all know them. But anyway, they showed me this thing about how we have been manipulated into this pain. And I do, as a woman, take responsibility for the wounding and the hurt of our men, because I know what we had to teach them. I know how we had to suppress them when the fight was in them, when they wanted to rebel, and we said, no, my child, you gotta sit still. No, you can't, because they'll kill you. See, we had to make our boys be weak. We had to make our boys be who we see today. But now it's time for us to see what we've done, and the mothers is having boys to raise up a man and not a boy. Raise up a man who will do what he's supposed to do from the beginning to now. And I also want to ask y'all, those that really are doing document and knowing that we have got to recreate and make sure that our own story not be a mystery any longer? Let's get body cams, you guys. Let's get some body cams and record the things that we do and say on a daily to people when we interview people and ask people about your lineage. Find out. Leave back the legacy of who you are for when you do leave this earth. Somebody will know you was here because they don't plan for nobody to know. I relinquish the mic, you guys. I love you so much.
Hey, hold real quick before you leave. You down in
I
Georgia,
ain't
right?
going. I'm not going. I'm just
All
going
right,
to get off the mic.
real quick. You down in Georgia, right? You in Georgia, right?
Right.
Well, listen. All right. Can you interview just random people and ask them like their heritage? Ask them do they got any Indian in them, like, and send me some videos because, like, I want to do it. I want to basically do it from California to the East Coast, and then we could work our way down throughout Central and South America. But I want to like do it just acknowledgement because it's also data analysis because through numbers it'll see how many people there is that's saying that they are that.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? And then,
Yes.
like I said, it's not no coincidence. I could walk up to somebody who's inebriated, who drunk or cracked out their mind or who been through the oppression and they know they Indians. And like that's why I interview people like that. And I find that like that's something that make me feel like at times I feel like crying, man, because I'm like, yo, like if we wasn't in the situation, you wouldn't be in the situation you in. Probably not inebriated to the sense that you are, you know what I'm saying, in the situation you are now.
That's that wild Indian. That's that wild Indian. He refused to be buckled down to this system. He say, "I would just be homeless and live out here." Hey, what?
That's right. You're right.
What?
You are right.
Free than we is.
You're
we
right.
work for money.
Right.
Money ain't real. We work for free. We get up every day and do what they say do.
That's right. We'll slave the material. We'll slave the commercials and shit that your kids say, "Mom, get that." "Oh, daddy, buy that." And then we got to go out there and put the energy in to produce something that has no human or moral value to it. So I mean, no doubt, man, definitely. But if you can do that, you
I can
can
do it,
email
baby.
me. Definitely, please do. I mean, I got my email, man, and that's anybody out there in the chat. When I told y'all, like, I can use y'all support. I don't care if it's one person from every